my whole life being tiny bit less loved, without knowing, by the way. Maybe you sit down and deep it, like, my dad didn't hug me or whatever, blah, 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 whatever. Or would you rather move between houses? I'm going around my mom's today.
Are you trying to communicate with us?
Confession.
Nah, guys.
Definitely a confession, bro.
If you have a cat, you can hug the cat. It's alright.
Bro, the cat doesn't even like me, man.
Idiocracy, a podcast run by three idiots.
Daniel,
Newful,
Sharose.
This is better than all the other shows.
hour-long discussions that will keep you in the motion.
Unpredictability, inadequacy, seriousness, playfulness, laughs, cries, respect, sincerity, and plenty of observations.
Idiocracy.
Definitely not a democracy.
Welcome back to Idiocracy. It's your boy Daniel and Newful and Sharose. We're here with another podcast. Today we're going to be doing some advices and other sort of question answering, let's say. We have some questions from the fans. Yes, we have fans. No, we don't. We just made up some questions. But yeah, we have some questions or we have some problems, let's say, and we're gonna go and try to solve them or give our opinions on those problems. It should be fun.
So let me break down what he just said. We're gonna look at people's fucked up lies and laugh at them. That's what Daniel just said.
No, we're not laughing at them because
Nah.
we
don't do any sort of cyberbullying. Although this is anonymous.
Nah, not even that, bro. It's gonna watch all of this stuff happen to you because you laughed at them.
That is true. We just wanna see different people's lives because our lives are honestly quite boring. So we're living vicariously.
Bro, I'd rather my life be boring than the stuff I'm about to read. But anyway, so what we're gonna do is
start the one you said actually.
Okay, basically what this is, there's different Reddits and a lot of people ask for advice. So I'll give you like an example. So there was an example, I don't think we'll talk about this one, but for example, this woman was married to her husband and she had an abortion without telling him. And then the husband's asking like what he should do. But the one I want to read out is a 26-year-old female and her 24-year-old boyfriend has been distanced since her ex, who's 26, sent the boyfriend, the current boyfriend, old sex tapes and a dick pic. So basically you read this, and she posted before, and basically what turns out is that the boyfriend used to get bullied, like he used to get, not bullied, he used to she goes here, my boyfriend then told me just how bad it actually was. I won't go into much detail, but he had experiences with people making fun of his size. So
the previous boyfriend.
No.
Boyfriend,
so okay, let me take a step back. So basically what happened was she got advice. So she sat him down and she goes, I asked him if he was jealous of my ex. He just looked at me.
Put some names to the story.
Okay, the girlfriend. Let's just say the girlfriend.
Share screen and
no. Say some names. Give some
let's
to these people.
let's say the girl. Her name is Sam. The guy, the current boyfriend's name's Tom, and the ex is Harry. Okay, so Sam sits down Tom and asks him, "Are you jealous of Harry?" He looks at her blankly, and then she goes,
"Sam's a boy name. Can you use? It's not a boy name, but I'm getting confused. Can you use a feminine?
Use a more feminine
for
name.
all our viewers out there.
Olivia. Okay, Olivia.
Why are you choosing specifically white names though?
Yeah, let's just say Hannah, Elizabeth, I don't know, something like.
Okay, Hannah.
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 Hannah
Okay.
Montana, yeah.
So Hannah sits down Tom and tells him, "Are you jealous of Harry?" He looks at her blankly. And then I didn't go into too much detail about the abuse before, but this time I didn't hold back. So she clearly told Tom about all the abuse Harry was giving her. So I asked him if he wanted to be like the man who was abusive to me for 2 years. I had to get therapy, for 2 years to get my head straight. I asked him if he wanted to have a massive penis that caused me extreme amounts of pain every time and not once made me orgasm. I asked him if he wanted to be like the man who was constantly cheated. I asked him if he wanted to be like the man who constantly cheated, belittled and humiliated me in front of all his friends. I asked him if he thought so little of himself that he thought this man was so much better than him.
You know what's crazy? She fully made it about herself. I just want to say that's kind of crazy, you know.
What do you
mean?
She
is victimizing herself, obviously.
No, but okay, hold up. I don't know who Olivia is, but Hannah, sorry, rather. But in her defense,
change names.
Yeah. In her defense, though, some person gave her the advice. It wasn't her. Like she came for advice.
Oh, okay.
Oh, by the way, the press and legal charges on the ex because of what he said.
Oh, it's like revenge porn, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but why did the ex send dick pics? Is he gay?
Like revenge
why is
porn,
he doing
like-
that?
No, I
Oh,
think
but
he's
okay.
saying, oh, look, I
So
have
he
a
probably
big
has
dick,
a
you
he
have
has a
small
I think he
dick.
has a massive dick, and I'm pretty sure he
Wow.
doesn't know that the current one is small, but like he's like
He just wanted to show
trying to
off.
flex in it, yeah.
Yeah. But who does that?
That's so
like,
weird.
Yeah, that's like, you have to be a loser to do that anyway, surely. Like, man, just live your life, move on, walk.
Okay, I'll start off first, rather than advice for Hannah. How would you feel if you were Tom and somebody sent that to you?
I'd say that's mad wavy. I don't know, like, I just feel like that's kind of weird.
Thing is, I don't personally, I don't understand the whole concept of sex tapes. Like, unless you're a porn star or you do that as a job.
Bro,
Why would
it's a
you
kink,
record?
man. It's a kink.
I
Like,
think
I
some-
don't.
I
Yeah, some people
get
get
that, but
excited.
it's a very unreasonable kink, especially
It's
based
a-
on
it's
like
not a
how-
logical one to take because in case you break up, you're right. But like,
But no kinks are, like, kind of logical. Like,
It's
it's
not
just
even
what you're
just that,
into.
bro.
no,
Like,
but like
you're
there's certain logic to it. For example, let's say like you're you're into BDSM, like that's your kink. That makes you like it's for the time. It's never gonna like come chase you in the future. But like if you have a recording, that might get leaked or something. Do you get me? That one's a bit more
Bro,
dodgy.
It's honestly no face, no case kind of thing. But no, there's things called exhibitionists who actually like showing themselves off, and they get off on that, if you get what I mean. Like, they find that exciting.
I don't
maybe
think this
you're
is the
that
case
kind of
here.
person. Or it could be like, if you, like, your boyfriend asks you to like do a recording, you just do it because it make him feel like, you know, if they ask you something, you're like, whatever, because you trust that person. Personally, I think you stick with the no face, no case rule, because you never know. Even if you trust someone now, you never know what happens in the future. So
I don't know, maybe I'm just like too. I'm not really scared about like the other person leaking the footage. It's more like, oh, what if you get hacked, or what if
Google
like
watching it, bro.
your iCloud or something, or Google watching it.
yeah,
Let's
Google
say-
watching all your news, bro.
Oh, let's say in like 10, 20 years you finally do make it. Okay, I'm not saying become famous or whatever,
true.
but you're about to get the maddest job ever,
Yeah.
and the rivalry, like, they just dig out this random shit that you did, and yes, maybe it doesn't have your face or your stuff or whatever on it, but they can track the IP address. They can show that it was you.
But do you think
That's
it
like-
affected that
what?
much? Let's say like you're like Steve Jobs, like you've made it, you're a billionaire. Someone leaks like your news. Would you care? I would say fuck it, bro. I'm laughing to the bank. Like, I don't care, dude.
Oh, Shoros, by the way, I'm reading the original post, Shoros. I'm reading the original post, and some guy goes, "Your ex sent his cock to your boyfriend. That's pretty gay."
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said. I mean, not in a bad way, but like,
Daniel said that.
why would you do that? That's so weird.
I think he just wanted like she said he was very toxic and abusive. I think he's literally just wanted to like assert his offer.
Oh, I read more, by the way. The ex apparently was an open relationship only from his side, and she was with
this
him.
guy's on a
Yeah,
madness.
and she goes, "Why did I agree to this? I was young and stupid." And she was with him for 7 years, from 16 to 23, and apparently he used to send these videos in the group in his boys' group chat. And the only reason she found out is because 2 of his new friends saw her crying in one of the videos, told her about it, and basically
Bro,
they
what?
helped. So his 2 new friends helped this girl get out of the relationship and stuff, and then she ended up getting therapy for 2 years.
Oh, that's mad. But at the same
Okay,
time,
that
if
got
I'm her
dark.
boyfriend,
That
wait,
got
here,
very
let me
dark.
ask you guys a question. If that's, let's say, like, you know, relationships haram, whatever you guys want to say, but let's say if that was your girlfriend, potentially wife, and she told you all this, and this got leaked, would that still be your girlfriend? Like, I'm asking you guys for real, though. Because me personally, I'd have to be like, yeah.
Like,
peace.
I'll honestly speaking, you'd probably have to sit down and deep it. I'd
Like, I'd
thought-
have to deep it. I'd just be like, what?
No, you know what? It depends. If you didn't know this was stuff that existed, like for example,
Yeah.
if Tom, which is a current boyfriend, didn't know about this,
Yeah.
and then it got thrown in him because there was this other thing on Twitter. I read this is a bit,
Yeah.
but basically, this girl and her fiance were about to get married, blah blah blah,
Yeah.
and I think her friend, she had a boyfriend as well who went to the same university as his fiance, right?
Was he like, she's a hoe?
So he
or
knew.
what?
So yeah. So he knew what she used to do, and then apparently, like he told about a time where she got gangbanged and stuff, and he didn't know about it. And then basically, it's not, bro. I don't know. You might are laughing, but
Yo, yeah.
obviously,
No, it's not funny, but it's such a like weird thing to say out of nowhere.
I'm not
no, it
laughing
wasn't
at
out of
the,
nowhere.
like-
I think they were like drunk and stuff, and it just came out. Anyway, And then the fiance apparently I don't remember it in detail. But basically the fiance just went quiet for 3 days, wasn't
And just
speaking, and
said,
then
"End
one
it."
day, just basically it stopped that one day he left the house and she doesn't know what to do. He didn't say anything. He didn't pack or anything. He just left the house and she didn't know what to
Why
do.
the fuck's she putting this on Twitter though? Like, ask yourself.
It wasn't on Twitter. It was
Respect
on it's a Reddit thing that was on Twitter. It's probably one of these threads.
Yeah.
Okay.
But my
What's-
thing was, obviously the guy never knew, and that's a bit
Yeah.
different. That's I don't know where I guess it makes sense why to hide it, but
Yeah, but like, I think there's like, I don't know, because I'd say I'm quite liberal compared to you guys at least. So it's like, to me, like, logically, it's like all in the past, it shouldn't affect you. But like, if I deep it though, like on an emotional level, I do go.
no, I have a legit answer, which is like the most logical answer.
Yeah.
If it's I agree with
for
kind
you,
of,
most logical answer for you.
no, I think you'll
Yeah,
agree.
that's
Or I
true.
think all of you will agree with this as well.
Yeah.
Basically,
Okay, let's hear it.
I think it's not even a liberal thing. It's like, even Islamically speaking, whatever is in the past is in the past. However, my logic to it is, if it's something that can be retrieved publicly by somebody else, and I could accidentally stumble upon this piece of information, then I should know it. If that could never happen, and let's say it's a private thing that will never leak, then you
Yeah.
can hide that. However, if it's something that
but
could be
there's nothing
public,
there's nothing ever truly private though, because something. So
no, but like
if you're
within
doing
a limit,
something with
within a limit.
someone-
Let's say somebody has sex with somebody else. That is private, and
Yeah.
nobody's ever going to leak that. Do you get me? That is considered private. But let's say
Yeah.
this girl, she was a hoe in university. That isn't private. That's public. You might hide it from your fiance, but you'll eventually, somebody could come up to him and tell him, "Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I know about her. She used to be like this and this." That's not private. That's public. Do you
Yeah.
get me?
Kind of, yeah.
What do you think?
Like-
That's my logic.
But here's the danger with that kind of logic. Like, there's always rumors, like stuff going about. You never know if.
No, but
it's
it depends,
Fact
like,
or fiction.
You say that you basically said that there's no chance that you find out that, let's say, this other person has slept with someone, right? But let's
Yeah.
be honest, realistically, there's always a chance. I mean,
There's
the chances are
always a
lower.
chance.
The chances are lower, much lower.
Okay, but
Or there's always a chance.
nullify the chances. They will always exist. So,
Yeah,
but I'm just
exactly.
saying within a
You're
limit,
just saying,
within
an
a limit.
arbitrary measure. Like,
That's considered private.
yeah. I just wanna
I don't
say-
know. I don't know, but I can't. Agree
Here's the
with that.
thing. We can like chat shit and be like, oh, we do this and that. But if you really deep it, if you like love someone enough, like they're gonna be your wife, could you really just end it if you found out they did some mad thing in the past? Like, you wanna marry this person.
It depends on the person. I'm not gonna lie to you. It depends on the person.
But you don't want to marry them, so surely, like, what do you mean? It depends on the person.
As in, it depends on you as a person. Because
Right.
the reality of the matter is that you're right. However, if it's something that's always going to be in your head, just end it and move on. Like, obviously, it's not going to
That's
happen in
so
a day or
true,
two.
yeah.
It's not going to happen in a day or two. But if it's you'll eventually, you'll dig yourself a hole where you keep thinking about it, and you just can't do it anymore. So you leave.
I agree. It's better, like, it might be the wrong thing to leave them because, like, you could say it's always been in the past. Even if, like, I guess someone could argue your past actions reflect yourself, but I don't think it's too deep in that sense. But if it's always going to chew out your mind, I think you're doing a disservice to both yourself and your
I
partner
agree.
by being with them. You'd rather just.
I don't think there's a right
answer
answer, by the way, in this topic. I think some people will be like, "Oh my God, how could you leave? The past is
Yeah.
like the past is." However, I don't think that's true. I think every situation is like separate, and I think,
Yeah.
like you said, like we're emotional. Like at the end of the day,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to like. You're telling me if something like this, madness like this leaked, you're gonna be like, "Yeah, calm, I'll get over it." Nah, that's
Yeah.
that's not happening. And
It's
can you
just
blame
kind of-
somebody for leaving? I don't think you can.
Yeah, it's just like unlucky. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just.
But here's the thing. Do you think, like, okay, so forget this guy about this guy who fucking sent sex videos of his GF or whatever. That's just mad, whatever. But you know what you're saying about that fiance thing. Do you think it's wrong of the guy to tell that guy, your wife used to be a hoe, or like your fiance used to be a hoe? I think he should have just that's not really his business.
I think, like I said, Charles, it depends on the relationship. If the guy knew
Yeah.
of the past, then.
But in this case, he obviously didn't.
But that's the problem, Charles. That's the fault of the woman. That's why the guy had the problem with it. If she didn't have to say it, she didn't have to say she was gangbanged. But what she could have said was, "Yeah, I was about in uni. I lived my best life." Da 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 da. He clearly wasn't
Yeah.
aware of that. And
But
I
do you
think
think you should have to disclose that? Because I think
100%.
Yeah.
really.
1000%. It's not even like I said, because it's a public matter. Because somebody like this guy could come and tell him something, and then it's not. Sometimes maybe it's not the conduct or the act Maybe it's just the trust. Like, what? I never knew this, and I'm gonna marry this woman, but some random guy I don't even know comes and tells me this.
I don't think this applies to us because obviously the way we approach the whole process is different to like the common white person or the common like non-Islamic person.
English or culture.
Yeah, there should be like some sort of community. Like if you think that thing is gonna become serious, that relationship is gonna become serious, there should be like a real conversation. Be like, oh, let's talk about the past a bit, or if you got something to talk about, let's do that.
I mean, because to be honest,
at the end of the day, if you do want to make that serious, then there shouldn't be those kind of secrets. There still might be, not necessarily, but at the end of the day, if you both of you are positive on the fact that you're gonna carry on that in a good direction, then you should talk about it.
But yeah, Daniel, you're saying we're different, but at this point, like, it's just a fiance to get married. It's serious to get it.
No,
I know, but
it's
not the same thing for them. It's not the same thing for them still.
Because like they've probably been having sex before being married. They probably had.
No, but still, forget that part. Forget all of that. It's the fact, like, it's just the secret. Like, there's something about like this. In this case, it's all sexual. But like, let's say it wasn't sexual. Let's say maybe it was financial or maybe mental. Or did you get it?
But I don't think those matter
or
as
illnesses.
much. Like, I don't think most people care as much about those. Like, you know, I feel
I disagree. I think sexually is probably the most emotionally daunting. Like, or like has more emotional impact. But I think for example, mental has probably more impact on your life and your emotions than the sexual.
Yeah.
So I think it depends.
I understand, but like I feel like that might not be your business. You know, they improved as a person, they've changed. Maybe they just don't want to mention it. I think the same for like, you know, it's hard because I think, you know, if that's their sexual background, if they don't feel comfortable saying it, wherever. But if you're not told, I also agree with you. I think all healthy relationships, you should be able to openly discuss it. But I do always think, like maybe one person's scared if they say certain things, they might split.
I think that's for the better. It goes back to that point. Like, if you're just going to keep thinking about it, think about it, leave it.
Do you want to be living a lie?
Yeah, like, bro, it's the trust. I'm telling you, if you just, there's certain things, you're trying to marry this person, you want to have that romance, like, fairy tale romance, blah, 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 ending. You're not going to get that if you're hiding stuff, and then you get some random guy telling you, yo, your wife used to get gangbanged. Oh, he lived his best life for 3 years with her, but then he found that out, and now he has to end it. Oh, she could have told him not date one, but let's say like a couple of months.
What was the reason of him doing that? He had literally no reason.
He was drunk. He was drunk. He was just like, oh, you're like, he's probably like, I don't remember the ins and outs of it. I think they was just drunk and speaking about like uni.
I think maybe that guy just should have not mentioned it. You know, he just should have kept quiet, let them live their best life. But also, I want to say, you know, I don't think like every relationship has to be that perfect fairy tale kind of thing. Like, there's more nuances. You can keep secrets in a relationship, but I do agree. Like, this.
No, I agree with you, and
massive,
my secrets go back to that private rule. If it's never gonna ever leak. Let's say you do something like, you know how you have secrets you take to the grave. Yeah. If it's one of them ones, don't say it, obviously, because some certain things like are gonna be worse for a relationship.
Yeah.
Do you guys have something like that? A secret that you take to the grave?
Bro, I wish I did. My life's fucking boring. My secret is I eat too much. I compulsively eat too much, you know, that's my secret. No, my secret is I'm actually fat, bro. That's my secret.
Not that I can think of. I feel like I did something messed up, like very bad as a kid, but I probably forgot, but I removed it. But I don't think, like, right now that I can think of now.
Honestly, if I'd probably tell you guys, though, if I did something fucked. Like, I've always said, you know, if you guys fucking tap someone and then you need to bury the body, I'm not saying I'd help, but I wouldn't, you know, I can't put that on record. Can we edit that out, bro? I don't want that.
Yeah, maybe not put that on record.
Yeah, I don't want that on record, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, but the thing with this is, I don't think this is even like secrets you take to the grave, bro. You probably told your friends about this back in the day. Do you get me?
But it's like not even a secret. People know. It's not.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I'm trying to say. If people know, say it. It isn't going to be helpful for good or for bad. There's certain things for life. Maybe like it breaks or whatever, but it's for the good. It's like.
But it's not a secret. But it's like none of your business kind of thing. You know. I think that's what maybe we disagree. But I think like culturally, like English people might think like, you know, that's in the past. It's not your business. You don't need to be nosy about that.
No, but Islamically, that exists as well. Yeah, but there's like, for example, but it has the same rule as my thing, where like if it can be hidden, don't say it. For example, if your wife wasn't a virgin before, You'd never know that. So she isn't obliged to tell you that. However, if it's public knowledge or like whatever, like I don't know, let's say your wife was a prostitute before and everybody knew about that, they can't hide that. That's public. Like that should be told.
No, to be fair, they could hide that. Like, let's
Well,
say,
they personally could, but I'm saying like.
Yeah.
Plus, people
If you
ask
find
about
out.
and stuff. But I'm just saying, like, generally speaking, like in these situations, I just don't believe you should hide public information. You just say it for good or for bad.
Would you guys, what would you do if your wife turned out to be a fucking prostitute? Would you allow it or no?
Yeah, totally. OnlyFans, bro. Money come through.
But you know, to be fair, like,
Capitalize on that.
yeah, I feel like there's a difference between. Would you say there's a
Basically, I'll tell you what happens,
difference between
Shiroz. She'll change from a wife to a business endeavor where I'll
Yo,
finesse
side
the
note-
money and leave.
Side note, cut that out. Newfall's gonna get cancelled. I bet money 10 years Newfall get cancelled.
Oh, you know what? That is
Cut shit out.
cancelable.
Dude, cut that fucking shit out. I'm not even joking.
No, he's saying it in a sarcastic tone. I'm just like,
Bro, there's no sarcastic though. You know what? He's right. That is cancelable. But that's a
Nah,
smart
it's
idea.
fine.
I'll do it. 100%.
I'll say in a better way.
no, it's fine. Let's
So
move on to the next. Let's move. On.
Guys, don't cancel me. I was joking. I'll accept her for who she is.
No, you know what I'd say? Like, you know, if you found out your girl has her OnlyFans, join in, fam. Become the manager, who knows? Go 50-50 on that. Also, have I told you, I know someone who has her OnlyFans, they make a lot of money. I swear down.
You actually know someone.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's a friend of a friend kind of thing.
How much did they make?
Should I one say before this, before we start this podcast, like, oh guys, if you guys have any interesting stories, make sure you tell us. I should go, nah, my life is boring. I've got nothing.
Okay, I don't
Bro,
care about that,
he-
Daniel. How much money
He
does she
knows-
make?
No, he knows someone who does OnlyFans. That's interesting as fuck.
Yeah, okay, so...
Shiroz,
actually,
how
I
much
know
money
two-
do they
I
make?
know two. Okay, so a few hundo. Like per video she can charge a few hundo.
But how
It
much does she
depends
make
on
in like a
video
week,
length.
a month?
I'd have to ask my friend again, like, how much her friend makes. Like, it's disgusting, though. You can make a lot. Like, a few hundred in a few days, maybe a week, I don't know. But it's like, it's not even that much work, you know. And also, she said her friend is, like, not the best looking. So, you know, like, I think, basically, if you look alright, you know, and you're a girl, and you want to make some dough, hey, that's always an option.
Do they get a discount? Your friend?
No, I don't think she'll subscribe to her friends' OnlyFans.
Right,
Thing is, a lot of people don't even do.
Oh,
I've heard that a lot of people don't even do full nudity on it, and then they still
yeah,
get paid.
apparently it's like
Oh.
Instagram model feeds with basically NMPs.
Yes, it's literally, you don't even have to do like full porn. You can just like dress like mad and still end up, which is, you know, I respect it. Honestly, if you're cashing out, though, I just want to say this on record. Anyone who buys an OnlyFans or pays for porn, you're a fucking loser. I'll be honest with you, dog, you're a loser. But to the woman finessing all these losers, respect, honestly.
True. I agree with him.
They're doing. I'm being honest. If I was a woman and I was fit, hey, I'd be on the grind. I'd be on it.
I wonder what that says about you, though, Shiroz.
Yeah, sure. What does that say about you?
I ain't got no morals. Let me be factual with you.
Stuck
It's
to
not
love,
really
man.
about having no morals. It's more like
Shiroz, they're not
I
fair.
don't know.
They're not fair.
No, actually, no, I say that as a joke, but like, I don't know. I probably wouldn't because I already have a career which I want to go into, and like, I wouldn't risk it for my.
Yeah, Shiroz the type of guy to go into gynecology.
No, I would. You know, I've heard like gynecology is pretty like nasty. Like,
But I think there's a gap in the market, Shiroz.
what do you mean?
A doctor with OnlyFans.
Shiroz, you have to.
That's
a niche
gap we
market.
have to. Yeah, that's a niche market to take on.
Oh, I do the fake. No, I'm sure there's a lot of fake doctors on there, bro.
I don't know, but an actual doctor who has an OnlyFans.
Bro,
that's
why? Okay, why would I make a OnlyFans when I have a job? Okay. Well, I already have a job,
Trust
I'm
me,
making
trust
good
me,
money.
it's gonna turn out to be more profitable.
But,
having an
bro,
OnlyFans.
okay, guys, I was joking about the OnlyFans. I'm actually very shy. Okay, I'm not doing that. Like, but no, if you can finesse people, I respect the hustle. It's honestly just a hustle.
What about if you scam people? Do you respect that one too?
Like what kind of scam?
Financial scams.
Not really, because like you're scamming people. Like people who have OnlyFans, they're not really scamming anyone. They're not hurting anybody. They're just kind of finessing people. So essentially, we have a post on here by one of these people, and he says, "Am I the asshole for refusing to apologize to my daughter for loving her mom more than her?" So essentially, he's saying he loves his wife or his spouse more than his two daughters, and that's how he raised his kids like that. Like always being honest that him and his wife were each other's first priority. He literally says, my wife is my first priority, and then like his kids like are kind of like secondary to that. And then essentially, his daughter, like they've grown up, they've gone, and one of their daughters have had two kids, and she says, she loves her kids way more than her husband, and she goes back to her dad, and she's really angry at him because he gave this false reality where all relationships are like, oh, you love your partner more than your kids, and the daughter says most people she knows love their kids more than their spouse. So yeah.
Okay, look, I just read all of this now, and I think this is.
Yeah.
I don't agree with you. This is so BS, bro. This is what entitlement sounds like. So this person's mad because she
This
basically.
guy is like the king of simps. Let's just say that he's just the king of simps.
Nah. Listen to this. This girl is now mad because she has kids of her own. Realized she likes her kids more. Realized everybody's like that, except her dad. Turned around to her dad and said, "Bro, you never loved me as much," and got mad. And the dad's like, "You know what? I'll offer therapy and childcare." She goes, "No, piss off." First of all,
Bro,
I
what
don't.
do you mean? You can't just give money to fix your childhood, bro.
No, I know, but he's trying to clearly trying to make amends. Okay, I'm not saying he's in the right or wrong. I don't believe he's in the wrong of anything. But just for the point.
Bro, he
just for the
literally
point.
says he won't apologize. His last sentence is, "I refuse to apologize."
No, bro, listen. But she wants me to apologize for loving her mom more than her, giving her false hope. And this is a new thing, but now she says we didn't love them enough because it's unnatural not to love the kids the most. I told her that I'm sorry she's feeling this way, but I refuse to apologize. He's refusing to apologize because for loving her mom more and giving her false hope, but he didn't give her false hope. Like, bro, think about this. Think about this. If I go have my own kid, think about this. Let's say your parents loved, I don't know. Let's say your parents loved each other more than you, but you're still living a good life. Like, you're still loved.
That's true, actually.
And then you grow up and you have your own kids. You ain't going to turn around to your parents and be like, "Oh my God, I love my kids more. How did you love my mom more? I don't love my wife as much."
Here's the difference, Newfall. Here's the difference. I think that might be normal, but that's something that should be unsaid. What you're not deeping is, this guy's giving his own biased perspective, and there's a reason his kid's mad.
Yeah,
it's probably because he didn't fulfill them enough or love them enough, and he literally said his first priority was his wife. I think in a relationship, you have different types of love. So you never love one more than the other. You can love your wife and you can love your kids. It doesn't have to be a.
Remember how before you said every relationship.
You can love your country.
Nah,
love your
I don't like
Okay.
that. Patriotism.
But okay, hold on. Sure, remember before how you said a relationship's different. I think this applies here. Every relationship's different. Certain relationships with families, the kids are loved more. Certain are equal. Certain the wife is probably more.
But you don't say it. You never say it though. You don't have to say it.
Bro, this is an
might love
adult,
your
man.
wife.
This is an adult.
Bro,
Bro, if your dad turned around to you and said, "I love you more than you,"
listen.
Are you gonna cry?
Read the story, right? You read the story, right?
Yeah.
The guy explained the story from his point of view. Now,
I get that.
Think about the events, but from an objective point of view.
Daniel, we're only speaking.
Neither
No,
from
we
the
can't
daughters
do that.
or the
We're
fathers.
only speaking from this perspective. We can't do object. We don't know because his
You
daughter might
have
come
to.
in.
You have to
No.
do that though. Otherwise, you
Daniel,
don't
but
understand
his
the
daughter
problem.
might come in.
Newfall, let me just read you one line real quick. I never threw it in the kid's face, but my wife and I were always open with them that the marriage should come first, and we
The
were
marriage?
each other's first priority. So
Why is that bad, bro?
but I don't think you should say to your kids, "Yo, you know what? Hey little Timmy and hey little Joe, fuck you. I love
This
my
is an
wife."
adult, bro. This is an adult.
But he
These
said
are
when they were
daughters. They can't be
kids, you
called Tim and Joe.
stupid. Like,
Come on.
okay, yeah,
True,
they're
Danny, true.
daughters. But no, he said when they were kids. Newfall, you don't understand.
Okay,
He's talking about how he raised them. Like, what you're missing.
Okay,
the point.
Daniel, I'm gonna talk to Daniel. Daniel, if your dad turned around and said to you, "I love your mum more. I want to prioritize her, but obviously you're still my kids and that, but she's my priority. The marriage is my priority." How'd that make you feel?
Fuck. I feel like I've just been adopted or something. What the hell?
I know, innit? No, for sure.
Bro,
But,
that's
like,
some bullshit, man.
Bro, no, for
Nah,
sure.
I'm exaggerating. I'm exaggerating. No, but I wouldn't feel bad because obviously I love my mum more as well. It's not like that. But I'll be like, damn, that hurts, bro.
Yeah, there's
Like-
some things that don't need to be said for. You can feel that way. Like, you know how your mum and dad probably say they don't have favorites. They definitely like one of
Yeah,
the siblings
it's
more. But
exactly
you never
it's
say
exactly
it.
like that. If you ask your dad, oh, do you
So
like
your problem
my
is that
mum
he
more
said
or
it.
me
Your
more?
problem is that he said it.
Yes.
Okay, I agree with you. Should have not said it.
But also, I think most people do love their kids more than.
Again, I agree with you. Most people do love their kids more. However,
this is
my,
it.
my issue with this all is that, is it really bad that he likes his wife more than the kids? No.
No, that's not the problem. But I think he's basically what you're not understanding is he raised his kids when they were kids. By the way, not when they're adults. So you're misunderstanding. When they were kids, so like from when he was raising them, he said, you know, I love Wagwan. I love my wife more than you, basically. Because he said he told them always that his first priority was the marriage, not the kids. And personally, I believe, you know, you can always change your spouse, and honestly, a lot of the time you'll have to, but you can't change your kids. Like, it's impossible.
Wow. I mean, maybe.
Mind blown.
I mean, maybe you could. I don't know.
Yeah, true. But like, I don't know. It's just like blood is thicker than water. But I guess they like your spouse is also family. I don't know. Dude.
No, the family, bro. They legit produced that person.
Yeah.
I wonder who the mother liked more though. What if the mother liked the kids more? Like, jokes on you, bro.
I think most of the time, like, I think like your mother usually has closer relationship to the children than,
Yeah, I think mothers. Yeah, true. He has a point.
cause like they grow you, you know, like they make you.
Nah, but there's usually that thing where like, oh, fathers are closer to the daughters and like mothers are closer to the sons. Usually,
No, I've
not
heard that.
not necessarily, but like, that's usually how it works.
Oh, that's quite cool. I've never really.
Some guy goes, and if we can be frank here, the kids should be secondary to the marriage, not like less than, but more like the president versus the vice president. Yes, the VP. Yes, the VP matters a whole lot, and they are vital to the country's political process. But the president is still the main guy. Your partner should be your main guy. There should be an
I
emphasis on
disagree,
maintaining
bro.
your relationship.
That's a bad example.
Nah, I just disagree. Wait, Nif, I mean, Daniel, who do you think's more important in a relationship? Your kids or your like spouse?
But that's like a personal thing, innit?
That's
'Cause-
personal,
Yeah,
and
that is a
Shiroz,
personal.
personally, I think the kids are gonna probably be more important. But again,
And that's
it's-
that's probably the majority of you as well. Like most people think the kids are more.
yeah,
important.
probably kids. However, that shows you have to realize every relationship is different. And the flip side, where you see 40% divorce rates, let's say you focused on your marriage and made it number one. Would you rather have the same mom and dad and live a whole life being tiny bit less loved, without knowing? By the way, maybe you sit down and deep it, like, my dad didn't hug me or whatever, blah blah blah, whatever. Or would you rather be like, or would you rather like move between houses? I'm going around my
Nifa,
mom's today.
That sounded
Nifa, are you
kind of
trying to
confession.
communicate with
I
us?
definitely fucking.
Nah, guys.
Nifa, that was definitely
Nah,
a
lads,
confession.
I'm good.
If you have a cat, you can hug the cat. It's alright.
Yeah.
Bro, the cat doesn't even like me, man.
But I see where you come. You know, that's a very fair.
That's
point.
how I
It's
see it. That's how I see it.
yeah.
Like, it's the trade. In my view, it's a trade-off. It's a trade-off. Rather, I'm going around my mom's today, my dad's today,
Yeah.
and obviously they're gonna love you. Or would you rather have like a whole, not a whole family? What's it called? Like the same family, live it like
Together, you know,
together. Like that's how I see it.
I get what you mean, but like at the same, I don't think there has to be any of that. Like, just don't make a competition. Each love is different. You know, you don't have to say I love someone more than else, especially when you're so close together.
True. Or you could have just said to the daughters that he loves them more, and then when the mother asks you, like, oh, I love
Yeah.
you more.
Okay, somebody goes.
That works as well.
Also, and well, I think if a child grows, the situation changes anyway. Your child moves out, your spouse stays. Of course, you still love your children, but it's different.
That's kind of true, you know. Yeah, actually, that is true. When your child moves out, maybe you love them less.
It's not. I don't think it's a less or more.
Not
it's
like,
got-
yeah, that's true.
It's not a less or more. It's for me. It's the priority. I think personally, I probably will love my children more, but I think my priority would be my wife.
I heard. Wait, deeper.
Well,
Let
why
me
is
ask
that
you
bad?
This. Let me ask you this. Okay. So, you have kids. Your
Yeah.
first wife leaves. Your stepwife. would your stepwife be a priority over your kids?
Um,
Because if you say yes, I just have to say that's mad, Nifo. That's actually mad.
why did my first wife leave, bro? She was doing good with you. Why'd you kick her out?
I don't know, no. She just like, I don't know. It just didn't work out, bro. But you get another wife.
I'll probably still be whipped over the first wife. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No,
I think it's more like a primal link, you know, to your kids, like the blood link.
Yeah, I think
Because
it shows.
I've heard about this a lot. Like people don't really care about kids or stuff like that, and then when the kid is born, there's like a mad link to the kid.
Yeah.
Where they feel like, oh shit, that thing came out of me. I'm linked to that.
Yeah.
And I feel like when that bond is created, I feel like the relationship just changes.
Sure,
It's
to answer
gonna
your
be a whole
question, I'll
nother
probably
level.
like the kids more.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I just feel like it's your blood. Like, how can you not like your I don't know. I'm very family oriented, but it's like it's your family, fam. How can you not like love them more?
But we're not saying. Okay, I'm personally not saying that I won't like them more. As I said, I probably love them more. However, my priority would be my wife because my priority is keeping my family intact. My kids ain't gonna leave me at the age of 3 or 4, but my wife, their relationship isn't like in the air. Not even leaving. Like their relationship isn't like rough and like rocky. But let's say I prioritize my wife and my relationship is on like 100% there. Then my kids even get a better life as well. Like that, it has a direct effect. As maybe in this case, the kids didn't feel as loved. But I can tell you for a fact that their marriage being that good probably had the direct effect in their like upbringing. Like probably had a better like, I don't know, maybe like a better like family environment. They probably could talk. Maybe they didn't feel as loved, but they could probably talk to the parents about everything. I'm like, probably like the dad and mom had better like careers and stuff, felt happier in life, blah blah blah, and that radiates to the kids.
You're really adding a lot of things just from their parents. Focusing.
Okay, maybe not the career part. Maybe not the career part, but it's not maybe not a career part, but their happiness does radiate to the kids, whether they refuse to believe or not. That you can all agree.
I agree with that. But no, they can. You are taking one imagination of it, and I can see your imagination. But here's what if I give the what if there's parents who like fully love each other more, and rather than radiating, they like neglect their kids because they focus on each other a lot more than they focus on the kids. You know.
Okay, that's a different
it can
situation.
Work both ways. It can work both ways, though.
Yeah, that's a different. Yeah, I mean, in that case, it's different. But however, the way I read this person is living in a bubble of I'm not being loved enough, and that just doesn't make sense. Like, how entitled can you be?
I don't think that was the argument. I think the argument was when they were raised, their parents told them, you know, we love each other more. Like, we are our first priority. His literal words were, he told his kids, he raised them openly telling them that
bro, it's your mom, it's your dad. Like, okay, now as a child, I think that should be it. I think that should be their priority.
True, no, but they also said that's how the normal world works. They also didn't allow them to explore that.
That's cap. I don't think he said that. I think she just thought she thought that's how life worked and grew up and realized that's not the case and it hurt her.
Okay, maybe. Yeah, I see that.
But okay, personally speaking, even if my parents told me that explicitly, that is your mother, that is your father. Why is that gonna hurt you, bro?
Yeah, to be fair, if my mom and dad told me they loved each other more than me, I'd still be happy for that.
Like you said, Charles, if there's a flip side to the story and this guy's probably abusive or like you said, they probably got neglected, then obviously I think there's a problem with that. However, if they were getting treated well and blah, 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 however, that only fault was that the dad explicitly said, I love your mama and she's my priority. What is wrong with that? Like, that's calm.
Maybe they did have some expectations from their relationships. They're like, oh, if I marry this guy, it's just going to be me and him. We're going to have kids as well. Fair enough, but it's going to be. Maybe that's the expectation. And now that the kids are born, they're like, oh shit, my husband doesn't love me as much as my kids.
That's a disconnect. That's just being disconnected.
Yeah, exactly.
Reality,
that's what the daughter is blaming the dad for.
That's why I'm blaming the daughter, not the.
I actually just deep that if my dad told me that, I would just respect it, because you know, the thing is, like, my parents love me anyway. So if my dad just says he loves my mom more than me, I'll be like, cool, that's good.
So I'm saying it's your mom. That's why it's not a stranger. Like, if it's a stranger, I'd get it, but it's your mom.
But if it was like a step wife or something, I'd be like...
Yeah, I agree with you. I think if it's a step, that's a bit deep. I agree with you.
I'd be like, we're beefing right now.
But it's your mom. That's what I'm saying. It's your mom. And your dad turns around and says that to you. And it's not like you're not being loved. It's your dad. Like Daniel said, it's probably built in them to love you anyway.
Yeah. It's just like, yeah, if you're
why
still
do you
loved,
care?
that's fine. That's
And
not-
maybe like why do you care? And then turn around and make a problem about it and say, "Oh my God, you made me disconnected to reality." And how could you tell me this? I'm sure one of our viewers right now is listening and doing like a 100 kg bench press. No, I'm speaking to you.
Daniel, I'm speaking to you. Lift up more weights, bro. Okay, so basically, she started dating this guy, right? And before she started dating this guy, he had two very, very good friends who were lesbians. He donated sperm to them. They had a kid, and he's basically an uncle to that kid, who is his biological son. And she was like, they have a close relationship, so she didn't want to impede. And now basically the two women came, and the one who didn't get pregnant said, "Yo, do you want to make me pregnant? Because I want a kid, and I want to give our son like another like child. I mean a sibling. Sorry.
Whoa.
No. They said they want to give their son another sibling, and they said they want it to be like a biological sibling. He asked his like girlfriend. His girlfriend basically said she's
Wife,
not
bro.
comfortable with that. Is it a wife? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it's a wife. He asked his wife. His wife said she's not comfortable with it.
So wait, you know the first kid, was that conceived before he got married?
Yeah, before he got married. Okay, so let me say my 2 cents. Bro, these two lesbians are blackmailing the F out of this guy, bro.
They are. That's kind of deep.
So basically, they're restricted, like, visits. Because he treats him like a... He's like an uncle to the kid, but obviously he's involved. Like, he's technically their dad, isn't it? Yeah. He signed away all rights to him, so they can't sue for child support. The parents of this guy see the baby as their grandchild, although technically he isn't legally. And she goes... basically, long story short, is that they're basically limiting visitations of the guy to the kid. So let's see what he says. Since then, Miranda and Vivian have restricted access to the son, and I know that it's taken a toll on James and his family because their son is technically the only grandchild. I know that my reasons are purely selfish, but am I really in the wrong here? My opinion is, it's not even
I
my
don't
opinion,
think she's
bro.
in the wrong.
She hell no,
Like-
she's not in the wrong, bro. That's your husband. You want their kids. You're trying for a
Yeah.
kid, and he gives it to some other random woman. Get out of here,
Yeah.
man.
That must feel so mad. This one's too basic though. Like we all agree on this one. I want to do someone that was just spicy. Like I disagree.
This
with
is
one.
recent as well,
Obviously,
and I heard it was like during the pandemic as well.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, you know what? We're gonna have a kid during the pandemic. Well, they can't have a kid.
So now we've got another case where this guy asked him, essentially his estranged sister, who is very ill, asked him to take custody of her kids when she dies. Okay, so he and his sister grew up in a bad family. Their dad was alright but an alcoholic, and he died when he was 8. And their mom was abusive, so it was just horrible life. Okay, so her sister left like a year later. Her sister was 6 years older than him, so when he was 8 she would be 14. She left her house when she just left basically to live with her boyfriend when he was 13, and he was put in foster care until 18. So basically he said, I decided to move on, forget his family past, everything. Okay, and he said he graduated when he was 24 and he's been doing well in life, he's living his best life. Okay, since then his sister never reached out to him once. Okay, until 3 months ago she wrote him a massive paragraph without apologies or like sorries for the past or talking about what happened to their life, and she just said she needed a brother. He read it. She has 4 kids, no husband or boyfriend inside or any friends. She reminded me of her, like their mother, and like, oh, how bad it was for them, and like she couldn't visit him and stuff like that. And basically she's like, basically she has no one to give her kids to, and she couldn't reach out to any of the fathers or whatever, and she's dying, so she begged them to take care of her kids after she dies, and he basically said no. And she then obviously got very mad, screaming at him wherever. Yeah, and also he says, I could technically give these kids, so these are all his nieces and nephews, I could technically give these kids a good life and essentially put them through what I went through if I don't. So like he says he has a really shit experience with foster care, so he feels bad because if he doesn't take care of them,
So
like, they could have
what's his
if they
reason
left.
to not accept?
Just because he never, his sister never.
He
talked
built
to him
a
once
sick
in
life.
years.
Basically, his
Yeah.
sister hasn't contacted him since he was 9. It's a
Yeah.
stranger. He doesn't even remember.
Yeah, I get it. I thought he had
And he has a
someone
sick life right now, and he's basically saying, if I do give them a better life, I'm kind of trading off. I'm kind of like trading off the current life I have.
Yeah, he'd have a worse life himself.
Oh, okay. So that's why he said no.
Coming from a very selfish guy like me, I agree with him.
I don't know. I think, you know, for me, I'm very family oriented, and I'm like selfless. So I don't know if, like, let's say, I never talk to my brother again from now. Okay, so it's like not even similar ages because my brother's older actually, because he's like 18 and I'm like.
Bro,
What's
it's
the age
complete.
difference?
Bro,
What's
it's
the age
different,
difference here?
man. You're 20, man.
Yeah,
What's the age difference here?
6 years age difference.
Bro, it's different.
So-
This guy hasn't spoken to us since he was 9. Like, imagine, like,
Yeah, but his sister was 14. Like, how's she gonna take? I'd get if she was like 20 and she could have taken care of him, but like, let's be real, man.
he's
His
not
sister
he's not
was
blaming
also
her for not
a
taking
teenager.
care of him.
Yeah.
She's blaming her. He's not even blaming her for leaving. He goes, she just didn't contact me. She had all the rights to when she was 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Like, he's 24 now, and she's what, 6 years older? So she's 30?
No, he's 28. She's 34.
Oh, crap. Yeah, even worse,
He's
bro. That
28.
makes it even worse. Like,
Okay, then in that case, you could say, why didn't he contact her?
He couldn't. He couldn't get a hold of her.
why would
Then
he?
you can say the same thing about her. She couldn't
No, but
get
he's the
hold of
one.
her.
She's the okay. To be honest, they're both
Yeah,
victims.
they're both in the wrong.
We
in
can't
that
victimize.
sense, yeah.
They're both victims of the situation
Yeah.
at hand. However, what he's trying to say is she needs a big boy favor from me now. And you
And
know,
yeah,
like,
he
you
doesn't
know, like
have to
them,
give
like,
it.
like, I don't want to say friends. I don't know if you have people just message you.
But
for
I
favors.
thought she left. No.
Yeah, she
Didn't
did.
she
She
leave?
did. She did. And he got put
Yeah,
in foster.
she left to live with her boyfriend or something.
But can you blame a 13-year-old who's in that family for leaving? The answer is no, you can't.
No.
But I'm
So
saying,
when
like,
when she was 13, he was 7. He was basically
he was
a kid.
8. He was 8.
He was 8. So exactly, they had no actual relationship there.
Okay, Daniel, how old's your sister now?
I don't want to say that.
Okay, true. But let's say your sister, you never speak to her again. 20 years later, she asks you for
I don't have a
favor.
sister. But keep going.
Okay, edit that out, whatever, fam. But let's say your sibling, 20 years later, they ask you a favor. Would you say no?
if it's a big boy favor like this, that's life changing. Hell yeah. Okay, actually,
it's different. I'm telling you, it's different because
I'll tell you. I'll give you an answer. I'll give you a good answer. Not. It's not obviously nothing compared to the story. But personally, I've seen favors that are life changing, and just don't do it. Just don't do it. It's not worth it.
Like, what kind of life change? Would you be
Okay, I've seen
comfortable
it from
with
a money point of view, not from
Yeah.
a particular. But just don't do it. You have your own family. You have your own kids. You have
Yeah,
your own life.
that? I'd agree
Don't
with
get
that.
your family
Money-
involved over dumpster.
You know, I agree with money. Here's the thing. I agree with money because you know.
But it's the
that's where-
same, man. These
But no,
kids have
you-
no ability.
you're-
Look.
Bro, deep it. You're so like deep. This money is something else. This is your blood. Like, this is like your.
I don't
nieces,
care. What do you mean it's my
nephews.
blood? I don't know these kids.
Bro, that's mad. No,
These
no,
kids,
that's
these kids
far
have no
away.
affiliation to me. Like, these kids they're gonna grow up and they're never ever gonna turn around. Even knowing the whole fact, they're never gonna turn around and resent me for it.
Yeah, that's true. They
I am
won't
not the
resent you for
father.
it, but
I
it's
am
just
not the
like-
boyfriend.
Yeah, but you're like the closest person. Like, I don't know if my like, I don't know if I ever had like people like nieces and nephews that I don't know. Maybe I'm just myself. I'd take care of them because, especially if I had been through. This
Bro,
situation.
4. He's 28. He's built a life for himself, and you're dropping
That is
4
true.
man
4
on
is
it.
a lot. That,
Look,
I won't lie to you. 4 is
Maybe
a lot.
1. I'll give it with 1. You can probably make them grow up at 18 and make them live a life. But bro, he's probably gonna get married, have his own kids. Like, bro, 4. Like, you gave him the kids. That's it. He's done for.
Yeah.
It's
Thing is,
deep.
if I was in his situation, if I wasn't married and like this, my sister came out like, oh, I've got 4 kids for you, I'd be like, I can't help you, but I can't like take care of the kids, but I'll help you by like finding them a place to stay or like something like that. And sure, I'll go look for them. Go look after them, make sure that they're doing all right. But I can't like keep them with me because that's like impossible for me. But I'll still like kind of take care of them, not like
Yeah, I
directly.
agree with Daniel. I do something what Daniel would do. Like,
Yeah.
Something like that. Like,
But
I'd
like
to look out
fully
for
being
them.
like, oh yeah, I don't give a shit about you guys. Like you guys go and do your own
yeah,
thing. I feel like
that's too mad.
cutting all links is too much.
Yeah, because you have to
Because
know
at the end of
that's
the
none of
they
the fault of the kids.
they don't have any other siblings, do they? Like it's just
Yeah.
him and the
No.
sister. So
Yeah.
those kids have no one else. Pretty much the fathers. I don't know if it's one father, multiple fathers, but like they're not gonna show.
You cannot. Here's the reality of the matter. You cannot blame the brother for not stepping up when the father.
Yeah, we're not
didn't.
blaming the brother. We're not
No,
blaming.
we're
him.
not saying that. No.
I like, you know what, he took his own choice. That's fair enough. You do that, the same thing. Fair enough. You're not in the right or wrong, but
You can't. No,
have
but you
the
can't turn
option
around
to
and be like,
do
I'm
that.
selfish or blah blah blah.
You said yourself.
I am a selfish
guy.
person. I am a selfish
Yeah.
person. I'm just saying generally. You can't turn around. I'm selfish because I decided not
No,
to
that
step
is
up.
a selfish action. It's like,
No, it
you're
isn't, bro.
completely in the
You
right.
cannot blame an individual.
I'm not blaming you, but it is a selfish action. Like, I'm not.
No, it
blaming
is
you, but
not.
It is
There is
selfish,
there's a line. Okay. First of all, I wanted to separate me being a selfish person to this. There's a line between a selfish act and doing something like this, which is just you can't put responsibility on me and be like, okay, you have to take this or you're selfish. There's no line. It's not either I'm selfish or I'm selfless. There's a line where it's not like.
You're misconstruing my what I'm saying. Selfish
Go
doesn't
on.
necessarily mean bad. You might do selfish things which are helpful to you.
Although that's true, but like I think selfish always has negative connotations.
Okay, then let's take out the negative question, because I think in this case you're not doing something negative. It's just
Okay, so you're
it's a lot
prioritizing
more
yourself.
grey.
Prioritizing
Yeah,
yourself.
say
Okay,
it that
let's
way.
use that.
Yeah, say it that way. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 100% prioritizing myself.
And I think, that's fine. I just think, you have to realize these kids, they've never actually done any wrong. And you
Shiroz,
have a link
this
to them.
situation that is like somebody randomly comes up to you in 10 years and says, hey Shiroz, here's 4 kids, take them.
Hey, do I know you? No, I don't. Fuck off. Do I know this kid?
That's basically what
Hey, no,
he's saying. He doesn't
No.
know
You're
her.
ignoring that. Nufo, guess what? You're ignoring the fact that's his sister.
Bro,
and you're
blood
ignoring
that
the
he's
fact
never
that's his
spoken to
blood.
for 20 years, bro.
Bro.
And he was a kid.
Still, but you're ignoring the fact. I get that it's strange, but like, that's still your family out there. If I found out tomorrow I had a.
You know what? I have a
long
better
lost
question. I
brother-
have a better. Shiroz,
I was gonna ask that.
Shiroz, let's say somebody comes to you. Let's say somebody comes to you. Let's say a guy, yeah, or a girl who's 14. She gives you like these 3 kids. You're my brother. Your dad had a child when he was 18. Hid it. I'm that child, but I'm about to die. Has 3 kids. Will you take him?
If
You're
I
getting
had those
scammed,
kids-
mate. You're getting so
No,
scammed.
here's the thing, Nufo,
She's
you're
your
ignoring
biological
the fact-
sister. Will
How do
take
you
her?
know that?
Yeah,
How do you
Nufo,
know
We prove
yes.
it. We prove it, Danny. We
Okay,
go test and
okay,
everything.
okay.
Okay,
Pass
calm.
that
Yes, I would. Yes, I would. I wouldn't mind.
Bro,
If
so
I'm
you're
in-
saying the only reason is because blood is involved. You take the kids.
Yes.
No, as I told
Well,
you,
that's a
I wouldn't.
BS,
I
man.
wouldn't take it. I wouldn't let them live with me or like stay with me. But I would make sure like they're doing all right.
But Nufo, they're not complete strangers. Like, she actually
Yes,
did
they
grow up
are.
with him
They are complete strangers.
They grew up together for 10 years. Like, I don't know what you want me to say other than
Okay,
that.
do you remember anything before like the age of 6?
Yes. What? Yes.
I don't.
Especially before the age of 10. Like, you
No,
remember...
I know,
people-
but I'm just trying to say like trying to eliminate 6 years of the life, so it's only like 3 or 4 years, and from those you probably have like limited memories, especially in this case where you want to forget everything because of the upbringing.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe actually because of upbringing. But, I think it's circumstances. Both of them have had a shit life, and, both of them are in the wrong necessarily. I think, what, the sister is asking a very selfish thing. But, she's looking out for the best for her kids, and she only has somewhere to go to. And that's, like, she probably, like, if we take it from the sister's point of view, she's probably asked the fathers. She's probably asked everyone. She probably doesn't have any
Yes,
friends.
Shiroz, obviously she has,
And this
but
is the
however, here's how I see it.
last
Here's how I see it.
exhaustive option.
Her stupid life decisions now have come to haunt this brother. Her life decisions of leaving at 14, her life decisions of getting pregnant, of having different partners, of them not being good enough to step up to take the kids.
Bro, I just
blah,
feel
blah,
like
blah.
that's a very, like...
All of that is getting dropped on the guy.
I know, it's not... I wouldn't say it's dropped on there, but you're looking at it very like, oh, it's all her fault, Sometimes you just
I don't
have
think
to
it's
say,
all
like,
her fault. No, but Shiroz, even in life, where life doesn't serve you the best hand, okay? Even like, let's say the family situation is bad. Here's a good example. Let's say like you suffer from like mental health and stuff like that. you can't turn around and like treat people badly and be like, oh, sorry, I suffer from depression and
That's
sorry,
true.
and I was,
But
and
she never
I
treated him badly.
no, I know, but let me just say, like, I'm just saying, like, it's the same, like, thought process. Like, let's say you suffer from mental health, and it is, objectively speaking, understandable that you would treat people badly because of it. You can't turn around and be like, oh, sorry, I have depression, and use that as an excuse.
Yeah,
in
that's
the
true,
same way,
shit,
in
yeah.
the same way, you can't be like, oh, sorry, I had a bad upbringing in life, so this is why I had this is why I had bad choices in life. Do you get me?
No, I think they're two not comparable things. I get the mental health one because, you know, there's some people who will use their mental health as an excuse. But you can't ignore the fact if you have a totally different life than us, like we're very privileged in the lives we live. Like if you have
Yeah.
a very bad life, I think a lot more becomes excusable because it's not really excuses, it's just life, c'est la vie. Life happened that way for you. It's unfortunate. And this woman, here's the thing, she's not asking anything for herself. She never reached out to her brother like, you know, can I have some dough? Can I have this, that? No, she's dying. She's just asking you, can you look after my kids? And you know, yeah, he's fully in, like, he has the full responsibility to say no. I just think it's kind of like, I personally wouldn't do it.
Well, I would.
fair
Arrivederci. What's bye, Danny? Arrivederci.
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 Arrivederci. I don't know you.
Wait, let me ask you a question then. Let's say you become parents, right? Okay.
Inshallah.
Yeah, inshallah. And let's say...
Yeah, that you know.
No, I mean like, yeah.
Go on.
Let's say, like something comparable to this I'd say is, let's say your kid, like let's say your daughter has a teenage pregnancy, and then she has a kid. Would you keep care of that kid? Because I would.
100%. 100%.
So I
It's
don't
not
think
even.
that's
It's
too
not
far
even
off from
comparable.
this.
Don't even compare it. It's nothing comparable.
I
bro.
feel like it's not too far from this.
No, it
It's not
isn't.
too far.
It's 100%. Don't even compare it, bro.
Why? You don't know that kid, you know? It's whatever.
Bro,
to
it's
you.
my daughter's child. Obviously, I'm gonna take care of it. It's my
This
grandchild.
is your sister's. This
But
is
see,
your sister's child.
yeah,
Nufal,
I
do you
feel
not
like
understand?
it's your perception of like sibling links to like.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe
you
that's.
just hate
I don't
your fucking
give
sister,
my
bro.
siblings.
Maybe
Okay,
you hate your siblings.
I did not
don't know,
choose
bro.
to have my siblings. I chose to have my daughter.
Yeah, but you didn't choose for your daughter. to have
Well,
a
we don't
kid.
know that. Yeah, we don't know that yet. Maybe not.
No, but Nufal, you.
Whoa, what do you mean?
What if she was a mistake?
Yeah.
That's
Well,
still a choice. Like I took. Like
yeah.
that's the risk of my consequence. She's still a choice.
Yeah, but not fully. But yeah.
Wait, no, Nufal. I was gonna say, but you didn't choose for your daughter to have a kid either.
But that's my daughter.
Yeah, but why should like if I'm playing devil's advocate, that's none of your business. You know, you don't even know that kid. Why should you raise them?
Because I'm still raising my daughter. How can she raise a child that I have? He's my grandchild, bro. That's like my child.
Okay,
No,
let's
Nifo,
say you buy a
Nifo,
fucking-
let me give you a couple of scenarios. Yeah. Your future wife or your siblings, who do you pick? Just a straight answer. Nothing. No explanation. Just straight answer.
I need circumstances like.
Bro, like who would you prefer?
Yeah, no. To be
No.
fair, man, you need circumstance. You need to know who's in the wrong because I could go.
Yeah.
No,
Daniel,
it's no scenarios. Be like, who would you prefer to hang around with? Let's say.
Oh, wife.
Who would I prefer to
I
hang around
prefer
with?
to
My wife.
Yeah, wife.
Okay. Okay, maybe that's a bad scenario to give.
Yeah, that's a bad one, Daniel.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
but like, you know what I mean, man. Like, who would you pick between? It's not just this comparison. I've got a few more. Just pick one between you. It's not this, but like your wife or your siblings.
do you mean hang around with or like?
Danny, who would I save if the boat was sinking?
Yeah. Okay. Let's say they're both
That's what
dying.
you're saying.
Yeah. Who would
Yeah.
you save? Yeah, your wife or your sibling.
Okay, I don't know.
No,
if
one
this is
second.
bad.
One second. Let me ask you first. You answer.
My siblings.
Your siblings.
Yeah,
Okay. Your siblings or your parents.
my parent. Oh, that's hard.
No siblings, because your parents would want you to save your
Yeah,
siblings.
I'd
Let's
say
be real
siblings
with
because my parents would want my siblings.
you. Yeah.
Exactly. So that goes back to the question there, to this scenario here. He should.
I don't-
I mean, no, he shouldn't. He shouldn't. But like, he should. People would see that he should be more inclined to take care of those kids, because their parents would probably want that.
But his parents were dickheads. His parents abused him. You know.
Daniel, no, that was that's
Yeah,
a.
I don't think that's comparable, Daniel. But I see where you're going. I respect
That is
that.
comparable.
Wait, Daniel, I want to ask you: your siblings or the mother of your children, like your wife who you have children with. Though
Okay, let me rephrase
that's like a
this,
step
Daniel.
up than just
No,
wife.
no, let me rephrase this. If this woman like was the woman of my dreams and we have a life together and blah blah blah, probably my wife. But it's been years now. Let's say years and years, and she is the mother of my children. And everything's perfect.
Over what? Your wife or what? Your siblings?
Over my siblings.
I'd say the same as Nifo. Probably my wife then as well. If we've had like live for you, I don't know though. But my brother though, like deep it, my brother. No,
And you love your brother shows. Come on.
I don't know. Yeah.
Nah,
I
I'm just
do.
saying. Yeah, brotherly
I
love.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you have to do. Daniel, would you sacrifice your fucking sister?
I don't have a sister, bro. Stop with this narrative.
Bro, in a few years, I'm gonna tell it. Daniel fucking.
Threw you under the
Daniel-
bus.
Yeah, no. Daniel thought you didn't exist. She's gonna write this Reddit post. My brother never accepted my
Okay, guys, that's all the time we had for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and leave a comment. And if you want us to solve your problems or read other stories, leave a comment, tweet us, or send us an email in the description. This has been Daniel and
Churros.
great timing.
I was waiting for Newfall to go first.
Yeah, I was waiting for him to go first. Anyway, goodbye everyone. Have a great day.